Alright. Welcome back to another Sane African TV production. We are here with my brother, the good brother. You want to introduce yourself for the camera, please?
What's up, everybody? My name's Savalas. Most people just call me Dub, Brother Will. It's all good.
That's
here
what
with
it is.
my brother, man.
That's what it is. Welcome to this platform, brother. I got to pay it forward. You know, same thing, you put me on your platform, so I got to let you shine on mine. Where should we start? Where should we start?
Hey, man, you can start wherever you like, man. I got no secrets, man. So whatever your list provides, man.
Okay, that works for me. Who is Savalas?
I'm just a ghetto boy from Oakland, man.
Mm-hmm.
At the root, I mean, that's what it is. I'm the youngest of a lot of kids. I got a lot of siblings. My dad was an OG. I was raised by my dad. My mom died when I was young, when I was like 4 years old. So, you know, unlike a lot of African American males in our community, I was fortunate enough to actually be raised by my father. And so that kind of really molded me into the person I am today, you know, and yeah, that's me, man.
Word, okay. I'm glad you hit on that topic of fatherhood. What was probably the best things that was instilled in you by being raised by your father?
Man, the best things I would say is going through on your word. Like my dad said he was going to do something for somebody, he did it. Just loyalty, and just being there, like just the presence in itself. You know, my dad wasn't able to go outside and play kickball with me and all this because he was older. But you know, he was there, and I know if he wasn't up in age, he would have, you know, did those things with me. But you know, just providing a sense of discipline also. You know, I didn't get many whoopings growing up, but that was because I think I was a good child. But you know, I didn't want to test my dad. That's all that was at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, this is a grown man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And even as a teenager, you know, you have your moments where you think you want to buck up to your parent, but you know, a good run beat a bad stand. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so, break that down for me, sir.
So that just means don't do it. You don't want that conflict right there. You know what I mean? Because you know, it's better to turn away from the situation or not put action to what you're thinking you're gonna do, and just take that lesson. I ain't gonna say that loss. Take that lesson. You know what I mean? And live to fight another day. Not physically fight, but you know, to fight a life.
Speaking of fatherhood right now, who's that you got with you?
This is my daughter, my oldest daughter. Man, she the reason I got her with me is because if I leave the house and she not with me, man, she's gonna holler, boy, because she love her daddy, man.
That's right. That's right.
I brought her with me, man, and I love her. You know, of course, I love my children, but that's a part of going back to my dad. Like, I'm the only child from my mother and my father, so I have half siblings, but we don't call each other that. But we always were connected, no matter what. So, like, my dad made sure that I knew all my mom's children. He made sure I knew all his children. You know what I mean? And so I'm strongly connected to both my my siblings on my mom's side and the siblings on my dad's side. And so just that love right there, you know what I mean? That's like the most important thing he taught me, actually, was to stay connected. You know, and so I feel like, you know, my daughter, she's a daddy's girl. She love her dad, man, and I love her as well.
You hit something major about not testing your father or just not wanting to bucket him. Do you think that kind of reflects like in our community because I would share like myself, I was raised by my father half my life in my teenage years. And one thing I've learned through life now is that you didn't realize it then, but your father, he didn't have to say nothing. It was just that presence of that strong, silent discipline.
Exactly.
And you know, like, he come in the room, or we all had those feelings of, we had the memories of those with our father. Once he come in the house, if you it might be a problem if he gotta work and he gotta wake up for you. And I think though, we laugh at him now, but it was just that presence kept us in check.
What they say, call it girl dad. So yeah, that's what I am right now, unless things change.
Things change. Okay.
But I like it, man. I love it, actually. I'm proud to be a father. I wanted a girl to be my first child. Like, however you want to say it, she was in the stars or in the making ever since I was little. I just remember growing up, like, if I have a child, I want it to be a girl first. But that kind of go back to like growing up as a boy, understanding how most of us think, especially coming from the hood, and understanding the different dynamics between male and female. And so I wanted to be able to teach my daughters, what to look out for. You know what I mean? And so that's one main reason why I wanted a girl first.
Okay, what should they look out for?
They should look out for someone who's selfish, someone who's going to be all about themselves and just want to have them as a trophy. You know what I mean? So trying to get them to understand once they get of age, older, this is not what you want to see characteristics in a male. You know what I mean? If you want to see somebody who's sacrificing certain things, you know what I mean? Time, even money at certain times. But someone who's going to be genuine and someone who has good values overall. Because if the person, the opposite of sex, don't have good values, then how can they value you at all? And so it got to be already in your spirit to want to do right by people, And so I feel like I always had that spirit about their mother, which is my wife. Let me
Oh, you're married, brother.
Yeah.
How long you been? Hold up. How long you been married, black man?
10 years.
Woo! Gotta give it up to the black man. I must respect. 10 years, brother.
10 years married. We've been dating on and off for 3 years prior to that, but so altogether we got 13 years of experience with each other.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
And I want to say, man, when I seen that, I seen the post, I couldn't do nothing but smile. I was just like, wow. And I had to think, and I was like, it really has been 10 years. And even on camera, I want to tip my hat to you, brother.
Thanks, man.
Because you setting a perfect example as a black man. And I think that it's very important, especially to see brothers out here these days and with their wife, holding it down with their wife, with their family, with their kids, and just being, vital to the title.
Man.
And we know it's a lot of things out here that can deter us off these paths and that make us, just racism, poverty, working, school, that can it can split us up, social media. So that's why, I want to say thank you.
Hey, no problem, man.
For being a great example. Because like I said, I'm not there yet. Maybe one day. But when I see brothers like you as yourself, it's inspiring. Very.
I appreciate the compliments, and I'm very grateful for it. To sit here and say it and be on camera, just like, it makes it seem like all peaches and cream, but it ain't. It hasn't been all peaches and cream, and we've had our stumbles in our relationship, my wife and I. But at the end of the day, it goes back to like the value that we have for each other, and what we want together as a family. And to quote Dick Gregory, love ain't got nothing to do with it. My wife told me, if you ever leave me, I will hurt you. That hurt will make a brother stay home.
That's right.
Salute to Dick Gregory, man. Rest in peace.
Salute to the OG. So let's delve into family life. What would you say is the most important thing of marriage, or for you? What has been the core that has kept you and your wife grounded in marriage for this decade?
We don't want to fail each other, and just having that support system from that person that you said that you was going to support. You know what I mean? Like, we made that commitment, and just trying to stick to that, being vital, like you say, vital to the title, and to the words that we spoke. We get on each other's nerves, trust me. She get on my nerves every day. She probably calling me right now. Where you at? I told her, hey, I got to go do this interview with Saint African. She know, but being responsible for one another. A lot of people don't want to be responsible for one another, man. And that's a big part of it too. You're not somebody's mom or somebody's dad, but you're still responsible for that individual. And a lot of people come into relationships thinking they're looking for their better half, but you're not, because you're already a whole person. So you're looking for another whole person. You feel me? And so I found that, with her, and she found that with me, and so we just been making it work for 10 years, brother.
10 years. Like people out here such as myself who we have not found nobody yet, or what should we do?
Do you. Do you. Just don't do me. Do you. you know what you want in an individual, and you got to find that. You know, don't put these these crazy expectations on another individual. Dudes our age, they looking for Beyonce still. I want somebody to look like Beyonce. Brother, you don't look like Denzel Washington.
Right.
So why y'all here looking for Beyonce?
Right.
And
or can we afford Beyonce?
Right, exactly. Can you afford Beyonce? And then, you know, you got to get lucky. You got to find, they say equally yoked, but you got to find somebody who, you know, that you genuinely care about. Me and my wife was friends for a long time before we started dating. So I think friendship actually is the core to any relationship, marriage or not, or some, you know, trying to be more serious. Called. We gave gifts just to give gifts, you know what I mean? We helped each other when we were lacking in certain things, you know what I mean? And that was just on, you're my friend, you know, I wanna help you get better in this, whatever it is. Like, I taught my wife how to drive when we were friends, you know what I mean? And like, I sacrificed my time to come down and see her. And then when I was lacking things like clean clothes or something like that, she would come to my house or my stepmom's house, come get me. We would go to the mall. She would, you know, do whatever it is as far as providing or giving clothes and gifts and stuff like that. So we just looked out for each other on a different level. And so you can't be selfish in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you have to also give and give and take. And so a lot of people don't want to. They don't want to give. They just want to take.
Powerful. That's powerful, brother. Man, I gotta do some work. I gotta do some work.
Because everybody got these standards, man. There's nothing wrong with having standards. Keep your standards. But you know, don't always throw the fish out with the water or whatever they say. Don't throw everything out. You know what I mean? Because it might be that one person that might be the person for you. That mush with you for the long time.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate the wisdom. Influences. What was your influences? Who has influenced you to this day to be the man and have this wisdom you dropping now?
Influence. I'm going to shout out my Uncle D. He's a pastor now, but really, when I was a teenager in high school, like that was the man who said things. Like my dad was always there. But my dad from the old school, he from the South, and he was older, like I said, and he kind of had a different mindset. But I always wanted something more out of life, you know, something more more peaceful. and so being around Uncle D and just seeing how he interacted with his family, and just as a man, that was inspiring to me to make me want to do better. You know, it's more than life than just cars and different women, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can actually have, you know, something more than that. You can have peace, you know, in a family dynamic. And so Uncle D, who's not my biological uncle, but he loves me as a nephew, and, you know, he was there. You know, he put in that time. He took me places. He showed me, like, you can do this, and this without your pants sagging. You can do this, and this without talking crazy to people. You can do this, and this, and you can make this kind of money, and you can do this in life, but you don't need to try to steal and lie to people and all this to get ahead in life. You can actually do the right thing in life and still be prosperous. And after the Lakers, shout out to LA, won the championship, and we just shared that moment on the phone, like, yeah, man, we just won, But just going back, man, we've been rocking 17, 18 years, me and Uncle D.
Wow.
And so, yeah, man. Shout out to Lockwood, man.
Yo, big shout out to the brother. He was an influence for me in high school. Because remember, we used to hang out in his class at lunch.
Yep.
And he provided a space for us to just chill out.
Yep.
And he was in the conversation. Because you got me thinking, it was great then to see a black man teaching. Was very cool, but still had that strong discipline. Because he'll remove you from the class.
Right.
In a cool way, and then and still talk to you.
Right.
So yeah, shout out to Lockwood.
Yeah, man. Say Master P.
Okay.
Shout out to Mr. Miller. That's my dog. You know, but before that, even before I got to P, it was really my brothers who were right above me in age. But they had caught a case in Oakland when we was living in Oakland, and they ended up going to jail for X amount of years. And so really the music of the No Limit and Master P kind of really influenced me from that point on, because I kind of lost the connection with my brothers. But that music kind of was what no limit reunion.
You feel me? That's
but
right.
the music kind of kept me even keel until I met Lockwood later on in life, and he showed me something else. But Lockwood, Master P, and then I gotta shout out, man, another dude who was inspirational in my life, especially when I was in East Oakland. Was he passed away now, but we call him Big L, Lawrence, and he got a son that's at Hayward playing football. Well, he's going to college now to play ball, but Lawrence, he used to do like Lockwood did, but he was more of the hood. He'd be smoking the Blackie Miles. He got there barbecuing. He talked to all the kids in the apartments, like, yo, Savalas, this what you gonna be when you grow up. Yo, this what you gonna be when you grow up. Hey, come wash the car for me, I'll give you $20. Like, that's when I was like 12, 13, 14, right there. And he was that one dude back in the hood who really he used to have locks, long locks, big dude, like 6'3", but he used to chill with us, play ball with us, hoop with us, all the stuff. And like, Lawrence was definitely inspiration as well.
Definitely. So with that, from what I'm getting, it sounds like you was groomed by a lot of, I don't want to say strong black men. I guess you was groomed by all different from different groups of black men in many different avenues.
Definitely. Like, my dad was old school, Louisiana country, and then Uncle D, he was more the spiritual, discipline, do the right thing by any means. And then Big L, Lawrence, he was more relatable to the youth. You know, he understood the culture of what we was dealing with at the time, especially in the mid 2000s or the early 2000s in that era. And so definitely, man, 3 different individuals who were males who brought some knowledge and wisdom that I took from.
Definitely. So, and then when we're gonna end with this, what would be the best wisdom you got from childhood, or just from all those influences put together?
Man, the best influence?
Wisdom.
The best wisdom. I live by this code. It's called Glory and Shame. I got a record label. I even named it Glory and Shame. And so that's the best wisdom, man. Knowing that the glory, or let's just go back, the shame, the bad things, they're going to happen to you. The bad things in life are going to happen. But tomorrow, you can get that glory. You can get that good stuff to happen to you. And so that's kind of where that comes from, man. And it's just every day, it's like that yin and yang. You know what I mean? It's good and bad. And so I just live by that code, man. That's the best wisdom that I got from anybody. Like, just all those dynamics and understanding that eternally, and just kind of living my life with that, man. Like, the good and the bad's gonna happen. That's why a lot of things don't even stress me, man. Like, stuff happen, I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna deal with it later or something.
P.
Yeah, that's my man.
P. Master P. What's up with Master P? What's your idea of Master P?
Man, let me tell you, I love the story. First of all, forget the music. Let's get off of the music. The story. Understand that this man came from the projects, and I came from East Oakland, a horrible environment, and just that dynamic right there. But also, he left the projects, came to Richmond, another hood. And so in the Bay Area, you know, I'm familiar, so I understood that. But for him to be able, at a young age, a lot of people don't know, but even at 19, 20 years old, he had the mindset to want to be an owner of something and have ownership. And so then that kind of snowballed into what we know as today, what he's doing today. With the foods, the wrap snacks, the noodles, the baking soda he got, all this other stuff, the shoes and all this, the maniatis. But the ownership is what really inspired me, that know that this black man can do it, then I could be able to own something too. You know, it might not be to that big of a scale, but I could own something to whereas this is mine. I can either sell the product, or I could be able to, you know, sell a service or own something to whereas it got to be able to help the next generation. You know what I mean? And so his inspiration, his knowledge, like it was just so relatable, and I just felt it so much, like, and that's really what it was. The music is just like a bonus, like, you know, and it's fun and it's entertainment. But if you look at the business side of what he does and what he's done, like from the sports agencies to the real estate to the everything, even the basketball stuff that he do. Like, it's just, and how he has his own non-profit organizations. He get back to the community. Like, all those things is something that I would inspire to want to do for our people. You know, I want to be able to give back to the community. But he always say, the more I make, the more I give back. And so we got to get to that level that when we make money, we be able to put something back into our community.
He don't get his just due. What Jay-Z is seen as today. Master P was that in '99.
Right, exactly.
And it's like, it's real talk. They don't give him his props, and he owned the label.
Right.
Did everything himself. And that's why I take a book out of his. I take a page out of his book myself of just being hands-on with everything. Making sure I'm in the mix, I'm running the company, I'm asking the questions, and if I gotta go and sell it myself, get out and do the work myself, I'm gonna do that. And I think as a good leader, he was not afraid to get his hands dirty, and I think that's what made him get all he got in the '90s. And I don't know if you've seen, it's like a meme that be floating around of him, and it was like Master P was a rapper, a label owner, played in the NBA,
drug dealer.
Right.
He lived all these lives.
He lived all these black man lives in
one lifetime. Yeah. And that's real.
It's real, and it speaks to the brother, and he's still doing it. The video he had put up a few weeks ago, and he was true, right on point, and it clicked with me. He was like, for the cereal, the Hootie Hoo.
Yeah.
Look, and that he brand himself every time. He had a song called Hootie Hoo.
Right.
The company called Hootie Hoo,
Right.
and it's black owned, and it's like, that's powerful. But he made a statement, and it is true. Black people eat cereal every day,
Right.
and we got children.
Go eat cereal.
Go eat cereal. I have a cereal. You never seen black people on a cereal box. It's me. We should be supporting that.
Right.
You know, and it clicked with me. It's just like, with all the black owned and the Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, he has an everyday solution for us right here. And either we like him or not, it don't matter. Like his music or not, it don't matter. He just provided us with an everyday solution that is going to impact our children.
Right.
Because he made a point. Our children sit down and eat cereal, even if the parents are vegan or anything.
Right.
Our children sit down and eat cereal before school.
Right.
Why are we not buying Hootie Hoos?
Right. Definitely. Yeah. She just had something this morning.
Album reviews.
Yeah.
No Limit album reviews?
Yep. No Limit album reviews.
Talk about that for a second, please.
Yeah, so actually a lot of people don't know how that got started. Back in 2014, 2015-ish? 2014.
Okay.
I was actually doing homework for a class online, and then one of the directors of art or marketing for No Limit, shout out to Hitman, he put a post on Facebook and he said, when you do what you love, it's not work. And so I thought to myself, well, in the middle of doing my homework, I seen it on Facebook, and I said, what do I love to do? I love No Limit music. I said, why don't I start a YouTube channel dedicated? I got all these CDs. I got over 120 No Limit CDs.
Wow.
Hard copy. You know what I'm saying? And plus all the digital stuff now, I got that too. Okay. But anyway, and that's how it started. I just wanted to shine a light on the brand again, because at that time people was kind of writing them off still, or kind of putting them in the grave. And I'm like, man, No Limit ain't dead, man. We here, man.
Okay.
He right there. And I was like, that's kind of what influenced me to do it. So I got over 100 and something No Limit album reviews on YouTube. So y'all can just type in No Limit album reviews, and my stuff gonna pop up. Okay. I own that. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna pop up. And then I done interviews with some No Limit artists, the newer No Limit artists. So salute to Oak Tree in Atlanta. Salute to No Limit A&R Terry Miles, who done a lot of stuff. He's a comedian, and also he's a music producer. He's a film producer, so he got a lot of films out. And I did an interview with Ace B. Ace B was in. Also, I got the Hook Up Part 2. That's the half Asian and black dude who's in I Got the Hook Up Part 2. So salute to them too. And salute to Crazy. I met Crazy when I was in VA Beach. And so just No Limit album reviews, man, it opened up the doors for me actually to do them interviews, and it opened up the doors for me to actually get a paycheck from YouTube. So yeah, man, and that was just because I love the music. And so when you do what you love, P always say, we don't work for money. we make money because we love to do whatever it is that we do. And so when you love to do when you do whatever you love to do, the money gonna come. And so I just leave it at that, man.
I agree with you on that one, definitely. Hell, we doing this now, like,
right,
you know what I mean? So, in a sense, that's kind of how I got started. I was inspired from what I seen on YouTube. I'm always on YouTube, and I always wanted to make documentaries or something. And I think, well, why not just? I done met so many people, and we doing all this. And we're doing great things. Why not showcase this?
Right.
And put out what we want to see. And I think that's what keeps people happy, black people, and it kind of shuts down our complaints. Because if you want to see something, it's best you do it yourself. So you won't get mad at somebody else for not executing how you wanted it. What's your top 5 No Limit albums?
Man, let me tell you, I just did the ultimate No Limit album reviews on my YouTube channel. So y'all check that out. But it's a whole 5-part series I did.
Okay.
But number 1, my favorite No Limit album of all time is Only God Could Judge Me. And then the rest of them is kind of like but that's my number 1 no matter what.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with cmurdercp3.com. I'm gonna go with Silk the Shocker, the first one he did.
Fire.
Man,
I ain't taking no shorts.
I ain't taking no shorts. I gotta, man. Let's go with it's just too many, man. Let's go Cain and Abel and My Brother's Keeper. I know I'm leaving some out, but let's go with just top it off. Let's go with
It's a lot.
It is a lot, man. Full of my hair thinking. Let's just go with the Ice Cream Man. It's a favorite. Everybody loves the Ice Cream Man album. So let's go with the Ice Cream Man.
Okay. Is that 5?
That's 5.
Okay.
That's 5.
Ice Cream Man was hot. I think you put me on all that. I had to go back and listen to it.
I even like, Good Side, Bad Side. I like Ghetto Bill Gates. The new TMZ, the last one, the other mixtape we did. Like, I can go on and on.
Jesus. The one above. What is your thoughts on Christianity? 'Cause I know you used to be a devout Christian back in the day, right?
Correct. Yeah. So with Christianity, well, let me go back. So when I was young, I didn't grow up in the church, and so just kind of going back to when I met Uncle D and all that, that was a big part of his life. And so, as I was like 17, 18 during the time, and looking for something better in life, like I said, and then that's what I found, man. Was Christianity, and man, I think it's Dr. Umar Johnson who says, you didn't pick to be black, but you chose your religion. So I picked to be a Christian during that time because, especially, a lot of black people, we think that we have to be Christians. Right. But anyway, as far as Jesus in itself, like kind of getting away from the Christianity, but Jesus, I feel like now. It's a loaded topic. I feel like now I'm not with Jesus per se itself. I believe in God, but I don't believe so much in that this is how you get salvation. It's through this way. The salvation thing is what really threw me off. But initially, yeah, man, I was a gospel rapper. I was a part of a group called the Jesus Kid Movement, and we did a lot of shows, man, from big churches, little churches, all throughout the Bay, LA, and then I went to the military, and I got some new knowledge about the Bible, right? And then when I came back home, I was just like, I need to find this new knowledge, and so I was looking up some more stuff, and I was like, you know what? Ain't none of this right. And so I said, what's more important, kinda, in my point of view, is understanding who I am as a person, a black man in America. And so that kind of goes back to how I seen you, and like I said, how you inspired me to learn more about myself as a black man. And so, yeah, that was you, brother. Salute to you, man.
Thank you.
And I kind of took that path, to want to understand more about that, because you get to a certain point reading the Bible or reading the book to where it's like, okay, I done read the book, ain't really nothing changing in my life, in my community. what's next? You know, and it's just like, not that I know everything, but like I'm searching for something that's deeper than what the book is telling me. And so I still take some of the lessons from the book and I apply them to my life to a certain extent, but I don't bash people if they not Christians now, or if they Christians, I don't bash people. Some people need a book, man, you know what I'm saying? And that's fine too. But it's just it's not for me personally. Even, not this, but my dog tags I used to carry my dog tags too. But when I was in the military, it says Christianity on there. It asks you what religion do you prefer, and they put it on your dog tags, and mine says Christianity. I looked at it the other day, and I was like, if only I knew what I knew now. I would have never put that. But it's kind of tricky, because even when you go to the doctor and all that, they ask you, do you have a religious preference? And I just always say no. I say nah, no preference.
During those Christian years, what would you say, is life better now, or was life better then? Or was it working for you though, under Christianity?
It worked for me. Like I was I was killing it for God. But then also I had a great model in front of me that I understood what to do and how to do and how to live, right? Because if there's anybody that's close to being what Jesus was, it's Uncle D. And if you wanted a great example, you follow that man, you know. And so that was awesome. Like I learned so much, you know what I mean? But I'm able to take that knowledge and the knowledge I have now and to be a better person overall. You know, you just can't take one thing and say, this is what makes me great. I'm a Israelite. This is what makes me great. I'm a Muslim. This is what makes me great. No, you can learn from all these things, and all those things make you great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I'm glad you touched on that. So because we see a lot of the infighting in these different communities because we do have new knowledge. And you touched on like the bashing of Christians and all that. So what makes you not attack people who still in the Abrahamic faiths, even though you're out of it now?
Because most of the time they're not hurting nobody. You know, as long as you're not no extremist and you're not trying to come with a cross to me and my family, like trying to bash us with it and all this, you're good. Jehovah's Witness still knock on my door. I still open the door, take the little pamphlet, say thank you, you know, come back, I'll see you next Saturday. Peace. I don't want no bean pie, but keep it moving. But and so and I understand that what they're doing and what they believe, that may have changed their lives for the better. They may used to be a molester, a drug dealer, a robber, a killer, whatever, and they found the Bible, you know what I mean, or faith, some whatever form of faith, and that changed their lives from doing them criminal acts. And so I'm not one to be like, oh, why you believe in this? You know what I mean? I just take it for what it is, and I just say, as long as y'all not harming me and my family, y'all good. I still go to church, I still rock with the people, I still show my face, but that don't mean that I'm so throw a cross around my neck, because I'm not gonna do it no more.
I heard that. Touched on a good point. I agree. Like that's why I'm not a Muslim, but I respect a lot of the Nation of Islam, especially from Elijah Muhammad's time, because he cleaned up a lot of black people that was on the lows, like Malcolm X.
Right.
And he turned out to be a great man for our people. So I agree with you. I think sometimes we kind of forget what has been laid down for us, and sometimes that might be what a black person need to defeat the trauma of being descendant of slavery in America. Because I think sometimes we forget about why we act like this.
Right.
You know, Joy DeGruy, post-traumatic slave syndrome. We still dealing with this. So we want to hold our people accountable, but then we know when we see out here, we didn't create this. And definitely, I definitely want to get your take on that in Africa.
Okay.
Because it's just different.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Yeah.
Okay. You say you do believe in God. So now, with the knowledge you have now and being out of that, how has life gotten better for you?
I don't feel like I'm in a box. I'm boxed in. Like even with the music thing, right? So when you're a Christian and you're doing entertaining music, you're only supposed to do music that's Christian music. And so you get boxed in there, and then even like just how you make moves on a regular basis, right? I remember I was going to the BART station. I was in Pittsburgh. I was going to the BART station. I had 6 bottom gold teeth, and I'm going up to do my ticket, and guess who I see coming out? It's one of the elders from my church. Now he don't know I got gold teeth on Sundays,
right?
But now it's the middle of a weekday. I'm going to do something in Oakland or something. I got my teeth in. I'm not about to go get crazy with nobody or nothing, but you know I'm in my little yada da boo boo stage, and so. You know, me being a Christian, a young man of the faith, everybody kind of looking at me like this is a good example for the other young people in the church. But now the elders see me and I got gold teeth. So now I got to kind of hide my teeth while I'm talking to them. What's up? Come on, man. You in the box when you in any religious group. You put yourself in a box. And so you can't be, I'm not going to say you can't be open-minded, but you narrow-minded at that point to whereas you feel like you can judge people. Okay, this person or this woman or this whatever is this, and you going here and you going there. Nah, man, just if you're a good person, you got a good heart. I mean, you don't need the religion to make you better. You know, you're already a good person.
I agree with you. I look at as we was talking about it earlier, like I kind of look at consciousness, to use that word, kind of like that now. Is that we're doing the same thing that people are doing in the church, but we don't even see it. Like, okay, I don't mess with Jesus no more. I may be vegan, but I'm not, just because I'm doing this, I'm not going to use what I'm doing to shame you.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes we forget that, and it's like, yeah, I got the knowledge, but we don't know everything, but 2, it ain't grandma's fault.
Right.
And we somewhat forget that grandma done lived. Jesus worked for her. They done seen things we ain't see.
Right.
We got a little bit of luxuries these days.
Exactly.
We gotta admit it. We ain't getting water holes down. We still getting shot.
Yeah.
But it ain't 10,000 white people coming up in our neighborhoods with guns and getting that work.
Right.
Grandma seen that. Jesus helped her.
Right.
That we get it. We understand. Let's move forward. All we can do is, you know, instill in. Like the little girl sitting right there, instill it and make them better.
Right.
But
exactly.
grandma, mama, we get it. We can talk. They good.
Right.
They did what they did because they produced us.
Right.
And that's all I'm good with that.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I've learned now. It's like my mother and father. You know, we may have had our own things, like I said in my interview, but y'all did the right thing by producing me. I'm grateful for that.
Right.
That's all we can ask for. So yeah, I feel you. Thank you. So now with that, would you say religion is a bad thing?
No, I'm not gonna say religion is a bad thing. Some people use it to it's just like having a gun, a loaded gun, right? Just because you got a gun and if you using it for bad intentions, bad things are gonna happen. You know, so just because you got a religion, you can use it for bad things and bad things will happen. You got a lot of extremists, you know, who believe, whatever their divine is, that's the only way that everybody should be. And it's just like, nah, man. Everybody don't rock like that. So they want to hurt or harm somebody because they don't believe the same things you believe. And so that's a bad thing. But overall, I'm going to say no, because if you look at throughout the world, the people who are practicing religion, they're doing it the right way. Like, they're not harming people. They're setting good examples for their families. They're working, you know, they're providing, you know, and that's what it's about. It's not necessarily about, oh, I hope that I die so I can have, you know, 40 acres and a mule when I get to heaven.
Right.
But it's just about having a belief in something that's stronger than you and hoping that, you know, positive things will come your way. So
I have much respect on that. You say religion is a bad thing?
No, I'm not gonna say religion is a bad thing. Some people use it to it's just like having a gun, a loaded gun, right? Just because you got a gun and if you using it for bad intentions, bad things are gonna happen. You know, so just because you got a religion, you can use it for bad things and bad things will happen. You got a lot of extremists, you know, who believe, whatever their divine is, that's the only way that everybody should be. And it's just like, nah, man. Everybody don't rock like that. So they want to hurt or harm somebody because they don't believe the same things you believe. And so that's a bad thing. But overall, I'm going to say no, because if you look at throughout the world, the people who are practicing religion, they're doing it the right way. Like, they're not harming people. They're setting good examples for their families. They're working, you know, they're providing, you know, and that's what it's about. It's not necessarily about, oh, I hope that I die so I can have, you know, 40 acres and a mule when I get to heaven.
Right.
But it's just about having a belief in something that's stronger than you and hoping that, you know, positive things will come your way.
So you served in Uncle Sam's, huh?
Man, Uncle Sam, Obama was my mama.
So you served time in the military?
Yeah, for 4 years.
Okay.
I was in the Navy. I felt like
overall, but okay, going that overall, how was the military experience for you?
it was a job. That's all, man. That's all. It's it's more than a 9 to 5. But at the end of the day, it's a job. It's not even a service. People say thank you for your service. You just gotta salute the ones who lost their lives while they wore the uniform. Like, that's who I salute to. No matter what color you are. You know what I mean? Because you died believing in something else, and that might not have been factual, like what you died for. And so, because you gave the ultimate sacrifice. So salute to those people who may have lost someone. My homeboy, he died. He was 21 years old. I got his thing on my dog. Yeah, it's just a job, man. At the end of the day, it's just a job.
Okay, I dig that. And I think that is true. Damn, I forgot what you just said. But yeah, I think that is true. It's just a job. And so the thank you for your service quote, because I used to work for a military organization, as you know.
Yeah.
And let me phrase that correctly before somebody see this footage and like, oh, yes. I worked for an organization that gave services and resources to veterans of all eras, and I was able to speak to a lot of pre-Gulf War veterans, but post World War II veterans, and a lot of good game, a lot of brothers.
Right.
So with that, and I learned just to thank you for your service quote. Everybody don't like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to ask. That's why, we used to tell them. So how do you feel about people thanking you for your service?
I feel like they're doing what they believe is right, you know, and they don't mean any harm by it, you know. They want to show you respect, and so the respect is understood, but at the same time, like I say, it's not a service. It's more of a job. You know what I'm saying? We're told what to do, where to go, what to eat, when to eat, how fast, when to get back. A service is if I call you and I'll be like, or you know, a counseling service. You know what I mean? Or something like that. But the military in general, it's a job, man.
Okay. How was your time? Were you on a boat? Were you on land? Were you in an office?
I was on the ship, man. A warship, an aircraft carrier. We're a floating airport, basically. One of the most dangerous places you could be in the world is on a floating airport.
Why is that? Because
first of all, you're in the middle of the ocean, and you got these planes coming in as fast as they're allowed to come in, or whatever. And it's just dangerous being around all the jets and everything like that, all the wires that can snap and all this. Like, it's just a dangerous place. I worked actually in the hangar bay. But even with that, like, everything is so meticulous to whereas one little scratch on the airplane, you got to write up reports and all kind of stuff, because we were moving airplanes around in the hangar bay, parking them, getting them ready to go to the flight deck.
Wow.
And so once I almost fell off the ship, actually, on the elevator. I think it was L3, I believe it was, and it was raining one night. We was working night check. At that time, my job was to stand on I was a chalk and chainer, for those of you who may know. So I was on the side of the airplane, and it's on the elevator. So the elevator came down, the airplane is there, we go in, we unchain it, and so now we got to get the airplane off the elevator into the hangar bay.
Wow.
And so I'm on the side it's just me in the water, basically. And so the floor was wet. They started moving the plane started sliding. it started sliding my way. And so we got the little whistles. We blew the whistles. We threw our chalks. Whoop, whoop. I stood up after I did my little job on the side to stop the plane. I looked down. It's 6 inches between me and the water.
Wow.
I was like, "Hey," to the director who was directing the little movement, we gotta get this moved like ASAP. And so we was able to get it out of there safely. I'm still here. I didn't fall overboard, so it's a job, man.
Okay, it's a serious job.
The first 2 years of our marriage, I only see my wife for like 3 months.
Wow.
Because I was going out to sea. And so I done been all over the world, man. I done been in Dubai 3 times, Bahrain, Thailand, Turkey, Singapore, and then here in the States, Hawaii, Florida, Chicago. But yeah, man, that's all because of the military.
Okay, shout out to you. I guess the real question, as a black man, should black people go in the military? Or what was your experience well, first with that?
Well, man, like I say, you already got to have a good mindset and you got to be a good individual before you even sign up. If you got problems, issues before, don't go. Don't do it. Because if you get in trouble in the military, when you get back, it's basically a wrap for you. As far as finding job, employment, housing, you lose all your benefits. So if you know you got a smoking problem, if you know you got a drinking problem, and you can't fight those demons, then don't do it. Because when you get in the military, if you got a sex problem, I can't tell you how many times I've seen people cheat on their wives. But
I think these are some of the things, because you're hitting on some things that when I was working at that org, we was looking at, that's how I even know like a DD-214. That's how I even know that lingo, because I had to learn it.
Right.
And just talking to them, and you looking at some of them, and it's like, damn, they really got you for life with a dishonorable discharge.
Right.
Or, I think it's like not a general discharge.
Other than dishonorable, or general under dishonorable circumstances and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you got,
he got into an issue on base, and he said it was like 16 years ago, and he told me that basically he got drug out somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and some people like beat him, and then just they left him. So when he told on, I guess, the sergeant or whoever, he just got escorted off base one night, and it was like, "Oh, you can go." And he said even till this day, his benefit, they changed something in the computer so they can't find him. And I was like, "Are you serious?" He had his own DD-214. There was no record in the VA system. They said that, I guess, somebody else is using his benefits, and I was just like, "Yo, this is crazy." Yeah. So he's been working for it for a while. So those things happen.
Not to my own horn, but I was already a decent human being. You know, I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, none of that stuff. Like, so a lot of people got other issues, and then the system, like, that's like self-inflicted stuff, right? But let's talk about the dude who you was talking about. That's something that he didn't do. That's something they did to him, and that happens too. Like, it's so if you keep your head down, do your job, try not to be seen so much, and get through your contract and get out. Do your foe and get out, because the same benefits they get for 20 years, you're going to get the same benefits if you play the game right, baby.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. You're dropping wisdom. Because I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't go. I almost went, as you know, I was going to go, like, around the time you went. But I balked. But the $20,000 did sound good. That's the main question. How was your experience as a black man in the military? Did you see racism? Did you experience racism?
Man. Yeah.
Okay. Talk about that, please.
And so, and the cold part about all this is this happened more towards the end of my enlistment. And so I ended up going on restriction, which means I couldn't leave the boat. Mind you, we not out at sea, we at home. And so I couldn't leave the boat for 30 days, and my wife was at home. We didn't have kids then, but anyway, so boom. And so we out. I mean, so I ended up getting in trouble during like my last 3 months in the military because Wanzugu.
Oh yeah, Wazungu.
Wazungu.
Yeah. Call him that.
Wazungu did something that it wasn't even necessary to do. So I woke up late for a workout. And so, okay, Anna, hold on. I woke up late for a workout, and he went to go tell the chief. And the chief was like, "Oh, Williams is late again." Da 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 da. And then that got me a whole write-up, which led to me going to captain's mast, which led to me going on restriction. Something that could have been prevented from, if it was one of us, they'd have been like, "Yo, Will, get up, let's go. You're late." Okay, boom. I got up, I'm ready, we going to work out. But because this dude felt like, you know, he was a higher rank than me, that
it was a white guy?
Yeah, it was a white guy.
Okay.
He was a white guy, man.
Okay.
He was higher ranked than me. He felt like he had some, you know, more authority. So he just gonna, you know, drop the dime. And, you know, and not just him though. Even the chain of command that we was working for at the time, I wasn't with my division. I was working temporary duty somewhere else with a different division. And so the head of that division was a Filipino a Filipino guy. And I talked to a chief warrant officer who was a brother, and he said, "Yo, Will, that Filipino master chief you got over there," he said he always be looking for reasons to get us in trouble,
Okay.
And so it happens, like, you will see it.
Very heavy that I want to close out with this, because a brother that I used to work with was actually in the Navy, and I learned a lot from him. He only 1 year older than me, but the way he carried himself was it was very professional. And then I would say professionally, he kind of groomed me. You know, he did it subtly, but as well he did it with example, because what he learned in the Navy of just leadership, doing the work, and because most of we worked with youth, so he worked with doing cleanup in the community with youth teams, and so he used to actually go out there, which amazed me as a black man. He would actually go out there and clean up with them, even as the manager. And the young, and what inspired me was like, "Yo, you're doing a great example, because you're showing the young men out there and young women, more so the black ones, that I can do it too, and I'll get out here and do this with you." And the beauty of just having a job, because it was an employment training program. So basically, he pulled me into, when I was working at the drop-in center, I was dealing with a bunch of racism in the hate district of San Francisco. And then I just went to him one day, because it was an open position. I was like, "Yo," because I never really talked to him much. I just see him around, and I used to think he was a square, because he dressed in suits. And it's like, bro, we can wear whatever we want to wear here, but it was all about the presentation. So I respected for that. And I went to him one day. I was like, "Yo, man, I'm having a problem up here. I know you got an open position. Like, what's up? I'd rather work for you." And he was like, "Okay." So we developed a bond of me really working under him. He was my assistant manager, then became my manager, and then when we went to the organization, he was my director. And good man, like I said, I learned so a lot. I learned how to really navigate these professional realms through him. And he learned about them people through me. So I say that to say is, he made a comment one day, and I want to ask you about it, because he was on the boat when Obama got elected, and he said he seen a change right there, because he said it was people on the boat talking about, "That's not my commander-in-chief," and he was like, he was kind of scared, because if we all in this and the commander-in-chief, you mad to see black, what are you gonna do to me?
Right.
So did you kind of experience that attitude about people being anti-Obama while in the military?
Of course, yeah,
wow.
Definitely. When I went 2010, so Obama had already been there 2 years, but so it wasn't to the degree of your homeboy, but what he experienced and how he carried himself and what he did for the youth while he was out there cleaning and all that, what you will find is in the military, is that was a brother, right? You won't find a white man doing that in that same position that your homeboy was in. Because in the military, it's kind of like, I'm already white, so I'm already privileged. You know what I mean? So now, I don't got to go out there and scrub the deck with y'all. I don't got to go out there and clean with y'all. I don't got to go out there and I can tell y'all to do it, no matter the rank at this point, right? It's just on GP at this point. And so, but from your homeboy's perspective and how he did it was so, I'm going to salute to him. I don't even know the dude. But what happens is, you know, we get that training and that discipline that maybe we didn't have it going in, or maybe we did a little bit and now it enhanced it. But now it's like, this is the standard. This is what it should be. This is how I'm gonna carry myself. And that's great because, like you said, of what he did and provided and showed the people in the community. Like, even though I'm this, I can work with y'all down here.
Right.
You feel me? But in the military, for us, that's where black people have to be 2 times as better at everything. We hear that in the civilian world, like, you got to be smarter than the white man. So what you calling yourself dumb? Are you calling your daughter dumb or your son dumb?
Right.
No. But in the military, you have to be that in order to rank up, in order to make more money, in order to further your career. Because if you don't kiss butt and do it in a professional way, you'll never make it.
Wow.
That's why towards the end of my enlistment, even before the situation happened with me and the white boy and all that, and the chain of command that I was working with, even before that happened, I had a feeling like that this is not gonna end well for me if I stay. And so that's another reason why I didn't re-enlist. Like, I felt like if I would have stayed longer, it was gonna be a snowball effect was gonna happen. And so I was like, just let me get out of here. And when I went in, I never intended to stay 20 years anyway. I intended to go do my 4 and get out. And so that's what I was able to do. But yeah, man, that racist stuff happens in the military all the time.
Okay, much respect on that. Let's shift a little gears real quick. You talk about a lot of places you traveled, you know, during the military, and that's a blessing. But one place that you just came from, brother.
Yeah.
Where you just come from, brother?
Tanzania, man.
Ooh, okay, where is that?
East Africa, brother.
Shout out to the black man. Brother went home.
Yeah,
much
definitely.
respect. Shout out to the ancestors.
Yeah.
Who did you go to Africa with?
My wife, my daughters.
Okay.
Just us, man. We didn't have no tour guide or nothing like that. It was really salute to my wife, man. She had been talking about going to Africa for many years now, and then this COVID-19 stuff started happening. I had the ability to be remote from school, and she was like, "Let's go." And I was like, "Let me get this stock money. Got it. Let's go."
Okay. Okay. So Tanzania, what made you choose there?
It was open, so the borders was open. That was, well, first we were looking at going to the Gambia, and then from the Gambia the borders were closed, and then we started looking at Tanzania, and they was like, the borders is open. The president wanted everybody to come on. He said, "Come on, y'all," and so we jumped on the plane and we was gone, man.
Beautiful, beautiful. How powerful was it how was it when you got off the plane?
Well, let me skip the COVID-19 situation at the airport. Once you get past that, the little check, and you go downstairs to get your visa. I got visa on arrival. The dude at the security dude was like, he spoke to us in Swahili, and we was like, huh?
Yeah.
I said, "No Swahili, man."
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, you're not from here?" I said, "No, we from America." He said, "Welcome home." He said Tanzania is for the black man and the black family.
And you was there with the black family.
Yeah, yes.
Shout out to the black man. You did. Shout out to the black man.
That when we got our visas, once we got downstairs, bro, like, that dude kind of confirmed everything that my wife had been believing and that we had been seeing online. Salute to Traveling Sister and a bunch of other people who we've been following, who out there in Tanzania. But that dude, when he said that, I was like, okay, let's see what's happening.
Wow.
So, yeah.
How did that feel once he said welcome home?
I was like, it's kind of a sense of relief, man. I got the same feeling when I walked off the boat for the last time when I was in the Navy.
Wow.
That feeling of freedom. Yeah, that's the feeling I got when he said that, man.
Okay, Paul, what did you see there?
Well, we got there at night, so it was pretty frustrating actually, because we couldn't see, we didn't know what to expect, you know, and we were trying to get our room and everything, and so that first night was pretty rough. And then once we got our bearings throughout the next couple days, it was beautiful, man. It was really beautiful once we got stable. You know what I mean?
How what did you see? What did you see there? Like, what was
Black
your whole
people.
experience? Black people. It's a beautiful thing, right?
So what happened was, it was kind of not overwhelming, but it was shocking. Like, I knew it was gonna be black people there, but I didn't know it was gonna be black people there. And so it's just black people everywhere. Like, I'm talking about on the sides of the roads, selling stuff, selling food, items, working all different places in the malls, taxi drivers. It's just beautiful to see black people like all out doing stuff, positive stuff. Working at the pharmacies. We went to the pharmacies a few times to get some medicine for the children. Yeah, man, it was like black people everywhere.
Sound like heaven, all right?
When we went to the mall, man, you can spot. I mean, you can spot the white people. It's so obvious. It's not many of them, and you can spot them. And it's just like y'all don't belong here. Why y'all even here? It's just like something that can't be right. Why are y'all here? And then you see in Tanzania, it's like very low COVID cases, and so there's no mask at all. But the Asians were in the mall, and the Asians all had masks. And it's like, why y'all got on masks? You know what I mean? And the dude that we was with, who once we got there, we had an Uber driver who really took to us. And salute to Uncle KB, that's what we call him.
Okay.
He was able to translate for us, give us some deals and stuff on certain things. He looked out for the black family, the black American family.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And he said the Asian man, he's scared. Black man, black family, black people, strong. No COVID. He said you ask another person here about COVID, they laugh at you.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. I respect that.
So, yeah, man, it was challenging, of course, the language barriers at times, and in that situation, and like the water situation wasn't the best. That wasn't what we're used to. But overall experience, man, it's not once in a lifetime. But if you're a black person, no matter where you at in the diaspora, you gotta go to the motherland. Like you were my inspiration for that too. You know, my wife had been wanting to go for a while, but once you came back and you said you went, you touched down, you showed the videos, I was like, okay. And then she was like, we gotta go.
Yes, yeah, it's real. So that shout out to her. Shout out to her, because I remember when she was asking me last year, and it was talking about we going here, I want to go here, and I'm like, all right. And then when you told me you was going, I was like, I'm like, yeah, we need more people there. So shout out to her. Shout out to the wife. The black woman, no.
Man.
The black woman, no.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but being there, how you said the water situation? What was the water like?
All right, so we didn't stay at no fancy hotel. You can once you get there. We was in Dar es Salaam.
Okay.
But that's a major city in Tanzania. And so we stayed like, when we first got there, we were at like I'm gonna say a regular hotel. And the water there was fine. As far as like, I'm talking about like the water supply, as far as the usage.
Oh, okay.
So it shuts off. So we went out, we stayed there for a couple of days at that hotel. Then we went to the bush, and they got like the big water tanks on top of the properties and stuff, and on the sides and all this. And you know, you might be taking a shower, then the water just stopped. You know what I mean? And then my wife wanted to take a bath a couple times, but there's no water. And she was like, tell them to cut the water on. I'm like, baby, I don't think that's how it works. I said, I don't really know, but I think they got a certain time frame, or they're trying to preserve the water or something. But that's not how it worked. And so that was that takes time to get used to, you know, not having that consistent water at your disposal. And then also, you know, they said we're not supposed to like drink the water there as well. So we had to buy a lot of bottled water. Even problems with like brushing our teeth and all this, like we had to use the bottled water and all this. So that was unusual for us. But it's a quadrillion people that's there that do it every day. So it's not like we can't do it. We just got to get used to doing it, you know, because we've been spoiled here in America.
You touching on, yeah, it's very true. Because I tell you, where I went, we didn't have a bathroom. Because I remember I was in a village.
Yeah.
Our water was we went out and got it, and we had to boil it.
Yeah.
And I went in the little shed next to the bathroom in the back, and I got on my hands and knees, and I had to dig in the bucket. So I was we call it washing up.
Yeah.
But that was my bath.
Yeah.
And I I got used to it because, but again, first you be like, whoa. But then when you doing it and you see it, like you said, it's so many other people here and they do it every day.
Right.
So we just gotta realize we got some luxuries here.
Yeah.
But as we know, we going home, we gotta get into it. Yeah. So that's what's up. You actually went to the bush. So you seen the city and the villages.
Yeah, of course, man. It was beautiful. The bush was a big piece of property land. They had like the different properties on both sides. You got the rooms in there. And it was just like, there was a poisonous frog in the bathroom at one point.
Wow.
Y'all can go to my wife's YouTube channel, Mom on the Move.
Okay.
It's spelled just how it is, Mom on the Move. And poisonous frog, type that in, you'll see the video. There was a frog, man. Yeah. And so, yeah, man, it was wild.
All right. So how was the people there? Did they treat you well? Did they tell you you're not African, or did they? I'm sure they noticed that you weren't from there, but did they?
No.
Oh, so they thought you was from there?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They thought we was from Tanzania.
Oh.
And only when I told them like my little history about my little family dynamic of Nigeria is when they said, oh yeah, I see Nigeria, yeah. But when we first got there, going back to the airport, the guy spoke to us in Swahili, and we had that experience. Even getting the Uber drivers and all that, like they all spoke to us in Swahili for the beginning. You know, going out to restaurants and stuff when we went, and to the mall and stuff like that. Like they're like, y'all don't speak Swahili? It's like, nah, we don't speak Swahili. Mm-hmm. They see me, my wife, the girls, we all look like them, but we don't speak the same language. And so it's kind of like, I feel bad. Like, man, I wish we could communicate better. Right. You feel me? But
so y'all blended basically.
Oh, blended. Forget a blend. That was home.
We African.
Right.
So we African.
Yeah, we ain't got to blend. We don't got to blend. Once you step down there, if you look like us, me, you, her, you're them. You are them. They are you. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing that we did take from that. Like, for real. Like, there was no like, oh, you're American, or we think you're American, or they didn't know we was from California. You know what I'm saying? Like, until we actually told them our clothes that we wore, like, or whatever, like, that kind of, made them question. But our presence, nah.
So it was really, and I feel the same way. It's like, it was really just till we opened our mouth.
Exactly.
And be like, oh, where you from?
Right.
How was it to see black money? What was your experience when you first seen the money? How'd it feel?
I was like, black man on the money. The president of Tanzania was on the money.
Beautiful, ain't it?
It is beautiful. It was like, I don't got these dead slave owners in my pocket.
Right.
And that was beautiful. Since I traveled the world before, I've experienced foreign currency. Like I said, in the Middle East and in Asia or whatever, but I've never held a dollar bill with a black man on it.
That's powerful.
Until I got to Tanzania, yeah.
Wow. Same thing. Until I got to Haiti, I was like, wow. I never held a dollar with a black man face on it.
Right.
That shit is powerful.
Yeah.
Because it's like, these are people.
Right.
And this,
man, and then also throughout the whole city, man, the president and I think the vice president, they pictures are plastered everywhere. So you can't escape it, bro. Like, if you anything but African, black African, if you anything but that and you see that, you gonna know like where you at. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, man.
Word. So overall, you're saying that your experience, that the people of Africa or Tanzania, they treated you very well.
Oh yeah, man. Everybody. The one thing about it was everybody loved us and loved the children, and they want to just hug and pick up the kids. And normally, like, if you in the States, you're like, nah, man, don't touch my kid. You feel me? Like, we about to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there, it was more like, your daughter's beautiful. Oh, let me see. And then they taught Jumbo, and they talking and saying thank you and how you doing and all this. And they like, I say, oh, we don't speak Swahili. They're like, oh, where you from? America. Oh, okay.
Dope. Say it was the best overall experience of Africa. Something that you'll take back. You took back.
It's so much. The love, man. the sense of safety in Tanzania is really no. I'm not gonna say no crime, but it's no crime. It's not. You don't get people on the corners. You don't get. If they on the corner, they working. They out there selling tires, rims. They selling hats, toys. They not up there trying to sell dope, drugs, none of that. They not carrying pistols. They not trying to shoot people. They not flashing nobody with knives and stuff. Tanzania is a really peaceful country, is what I learned. One thing I would take back is the peace, the love. They were real genuine. Like the people who wanted to help you, they wanted to help you to the fullest extent. Like the Uber driver that we had, it wasn't even about the money, because at one point a lot of people would say, oh, well, your Uber driver, the money exchange is better, so he wanted to just try to get some money out of you. Well, the truth of the fact is, for us, the person that we met who was showing us around, we go all day, we get back to the hotel, my wife like, how much we owe you? He said, whatever's on your heart. He didn't even put a price on it. So that makes it even more willing for us to give, you know what I mean, in situations like that. But yeah, man, we physically, what we brought back like some food, I think, some little crackers or something, and clothes. We brought back some clothes. We got some custom made Tanzanian clothes made. So my wife bought a piece of material while we were out there. I linked up with shout out to Kino Lifestyles. Shout out to Kino Lifestyles.
Yeah, I followed them.
They put together our outfits they put together my outfit, and then shout out to Her Crafts TZ. She did the girls' outfits, and so they custom made those outfits for us, and we brought back that, man, and
that's fire. And yeah. I know I seen you. I think it was one of y'all posted the video of. She was in the shop getting her hair braided, and you got your locks retwisted in Africa.
Yeah, I got my locks redid in Africa. Let me tell you, man, they crocheted them. I told them don't put the gel in it, put the oil, and so they got this oil there at the shop that was on point, And but my wife, though, let me tell you about my wife, man.
Okay.
When she got so not only did she get her hair braided, right? She was getting her hair braided by two females. And then she wanted to get her nails done, her feet and her fingernails. The dude came in there who worked in there. He was doing her feet, her nails, and they was braiding her hair all at the same time.
Wow.
All Africans, all black people, all from Tanzania. And I'm pretty sure hopefully you get a chance to interview her, and she'll tell you about that experience a lot more in details, because that was it was amazing just to see, like, my wife basically getting catered to.
Was she at peace?
Of course she was. She was sitting there chilling.
That's love.
Man, she was sitting there chilling. And the price for all that, like, I got my hair twisted. She got her pedicure, manicure, and her hair braided. I think we spent $90. Wow. $90 US.
Mama Kim would have charged you a good lot.
Look, for the feet, I know, because sometimes I get my feet done too. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, for the pedicures itself, for the deluxe, that's $50.
Wow.
So me and her, that's $100.
Right.
That's just for the feet. The hair twist out here, my lady, she charged me about $45 to $50. For my wife to get braids like she got, that's gonna be $150 off the rip.
Yeah.
We got all that done in Tanzania for $90.
Wow. What would you tell the black people in the West who have not been to Africa yet? What would you tell them?
First, I would tell them, don't be afraid. Don't listen to your family, your friends who haven't experienced it. If you haven't been, because people were trying to tell us who ain't never been to Africa, oh, why you going there? Don't go there. Why you want to go there? It's a pandemic. Y'all ain't never even been there. Y'all scared. Y'all don't know nothing about Nathaniel. Y'all ain't looked up no videos. Y'all ain't seen no other people there. And so don't listen to them people who gonna be the naysayers. Listen to the people like me, saying African, who will tell you to go get your passports, go get whatever shots you need to go get, and go. It's simple as that. Save up your little $750 for your airplane ticket and go. Yeah, $750. That's all it's gonna take for the most part. So just go, take the trip. Look up whatever borders is open now, and just go.
Okay, I agree with you on that one. It's a lot, and I think we just need to get up on real estate, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Break that down. Real estate for you.
Real estate for me, I see it as an opportunity for us to build generational wealth, a tangible opportunity. So meaning anybody could obtain it once you do certain things. So those certain things is getting your credit together. That's probably the main thing. Once you get your credit together, you can get the financing, even if you don't have a job. And so, but anyway, this goes back to the military. So I was able to purchase my properties because of the military. That goes back to not getting kicked out and not losing your benefits, right? So that opened up opportunities for me to be able to buy my first property. And then because of that experience, I did some more research and I was like, yo, why don't I buy a rental property? And so I was able to buy another house, right? And then we end up selling the other house and then moving back to Cali. But anyway, right now I'm in school because I understand the hustle side of real estate, about wholesaling, investing, like on some freelance stuff. But what I really wanted to learn was the professional side of real estate, right? And so I'm in school for L College. Salute to Mill. It's a great business school. Bachelor's degree of business management with a concentration in real estate. Last year, I got my AA in real estate, and St. African was there. Salute to St. African for showing up. I got a certification and a AA, and now I'm going back to get my business, my bachelor's degree for real estate. And I'm a member of J. Morrison Academy, also going through his real estate program. It's just like, why not learn about it? Why not understand it? You got to live somewhere anyway, and opportunities are endless with real estate, man. So I love it. The reason I do my little stock stuff now is because I'm using my stock money. You know, we went to Africa a little bit on some of that money, but the reason I even started getting back into stocks was because I want to buy more real estate. And so this is the opportunity. During COVID is the greatest time ever. I don't care what you think about the housing market. Is it going to crash or not next year? It doesn't matter. This time is the greatest time ever to get your stuff together, get your credit together, your income together, save up money. Because next year, the year after, or whenever the market go down, as far as the prices in real estate in America, you be in position to be able to buy and own something. I don't care if it's I don't care if it's a studio condo. At least you'll be able to say you own it. You know what I mean? You can sell it later or whatever the case may be. But I love real estate, man.
Okay, what would you say? How will real estate work for black people? For you?
Buy back. People say buy back the block. That's what you hear a lot of people in our community say. So salute to Jay Morrison and Master P even, and a bunch of other people. But you talk about group economics, and then that's bringing all of our money together, having it circulate through our community to be able to buy acres of land to build upon that land with black contractors, black architects, black developers, and develop that land for our people, you know, to be able to live on is something that's affordable and sustainable, you know what I mean, and to pass down to our children, you know, and that's what real estate can do for the black community, you know, definitely, man.
And how do you say for you, for moving in, you already have property and things like that. Do you try to rent to black people, or do you? How do you do? Go ahead.
Oh well, so what I did initially, I used a property manager, and I didn't put no specifics on screening people, but so salute to I got some great tenants actually. They're fantastic. They're not black, but you know, they keep the payment. Man. Yes, they are. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And they're good people. And so, but the rental part is not necessarily a black or white thing. The more important part is the ownership part. Who owns it, right? That's the black and white thing, right? Because the wealth, as far as ownership in America, black people's, we only own 0.5% of all the wealth in America, and that's been since the Emancipation Proclamation. You know, and it's 2020, it's still the same. So, ownership is really what makes it desirable or makes it good for our people. I'm trying to wait till that motorcycle go by, my bad. But yeah, man. So that's why it's important. Not just that's why it's important to own real estate for Africans. African Americans.
Thank you. And I think that's a beautiful perspective to look at it, because even it's not about renting to just black people. We say as long as we can build, as you say, with the contractors and the business, and it's coming back to you.
Definitely. So even with that, so I look at somebody like Master P again with the Callio projects after Hurricane Katrina. So yeah, P went there with another developer, and he said what I gotta do to bring it back to Callio projects in New Orleans. And so P raised $100 and some million to redevelop the Callio projects. But this is the part people don't know. He used black contractors and black developers to build back the Callio. Wow. And I went to New Orleans a couple years ago, and I went through the old side of the Callio and the new side, and it looks beautiful. So for people to be like, black people can't do this, or we can't do that, or we limit ourselves, it's not real. Even you think about when I went to Africa, the people building the houses and stuff. The man said, there's no machines out here in Africa helping us build this. He said the men and women, they carry the stones on their head and walk it to the plots and start building from there. And I seen it. I was like, whoa, so it's nothing. That's the biggest thing I took away from Africa, was that there's really nothing that we can't do as a people. We limit ourselves.
I agree.
That's the real one thing I took back from it.
I agree, because when I was out in the village, I seen young black boys and girls, little girls, they were making the bricks,
right,
building the bricks, building the
plots, mud, and getting everything together, and man.
And there was just a lot of trial and error, and even as you saying, the people selling stuff on the streets, that's what actually in Haiti, that's what inspired me to be out there at Lake Merritt and selling my product myself. Because when I came back, I'm like, I can do this.
right.
Why am I not doing this?
Right.
Like, and again, it hit on another thing. It was just our people. We can stand on the block with product, as P said, with real legal product. Let me say, we can stand on the block with legal product, and that's that's one of the best things I took from going to Africa, of seeing them do it, even though, because they don't have the job thing like that out there.
Right.
So I agree with you. We can stand on there with legal product. And one thing with Master P, I didn't say this earlier, and he never steps up and say, I'm a black nationalist, but you see all his moves are in that realm.
Right.
And a lot of people do forget or don't know that. I think it was the 2000 Million Youth March with Dr. Khaled.
Oh, yeah.
He cut that check.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't cut that check.
Right.
They said
Dr. Khaled,
he cut that check for Dr. Khaled so they can get the sound going, because they was about to cancel. And he said, P just said, how much you need. He said it was FedEx next day air there.
And they did everything to cut this crowd today. They stopped the trains from running in this area that would have been most convenient. They're turning our people away at all of the major cross streets, turning them away today. We would not have been able to do any of this. I want you to put your black fist in the air and give special thanks to the world's leader in rap music, No Limit Records, and brother Master P. Holla if you hear me. 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 Go buy every record of Master P you can find. Go get everything of No Limit Records you can find. We'll work on all of our rappers in the future to work toward liberation lyrics and revolutionary rap. But let's give brother Master P and No Limit Records a strong hand for financing this event here today.
So P need to get his motherfucking props, and that's why I love Master P to the end of to the sunburn out, because you cut that check for Dr. Khaled.
Yeah.
That's it. Do your job. He didn't have to say. And even if you look on the videos, remember, No Limit Records.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
You gotta love the bro.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you want to shout out? Anything you want to promote? Any endeavors? Any channels of yours?
For sure. First, I want to salute you. Promote Saint African. You're doing a wonderful job, brother.
Thank
and I
you.
want to say this too, man. I'm gonna say it for you because you ain't gonna say it. So look, if anybody got any smoke with my man, y'all holler at me. Before y'all get to him, y'all gotta come holler at me. I'm his muscle.
That's
so
right.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Okay, I
All
appreciate
right,
that.
so
I've been catching heat these days.
man, I know, man. I got you, bro. I got you, man. I got you, dog. For real. I'll be P, you big Boz, you P, I'm Boz. However you want to do it, man.
Roll it on out.
but to end it off, man, I got my YouTube channel, TV Savalas. That's TVSAVALAS. You will find all my No Limit stuff on there, real estate stuff on there, family stuff on there. My wife's channel, Mom on the Move. You can see all of our African trip is on her site, on her YouTube channel. And then my stock IG is stock_capital. So stock_capital. If you want to learn more about stocks. And yeah, man, that's what we doing, man. I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you as well. The best way I can return it full circle. So what I want to say, we out here in a nice Bay Area city, a nice day at the park. The black man's out here with his black daughter right on his knee. You want to say hello?
You want to say hi, Anna?
No, she camera shy, but she holding it down. We out here naturaled out. You know what it is. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the wisdom. Like I said, I want to give you your flowers now. You are inspiration to me.
Man, thanks,
you know,
man.
I'm so proud of you, and we came a long way.
Man.
We came a long way, brother. And just to see the growth in all of us all these years,
That's so funny,
it's
man.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, like I said, much respect to you, Papa. Love what you doing, black man. You holding it down for the wife. The black man took his family to Africa. That's one thing I definitely want to highlight and give you your props, because many of us out here are proclaiming, but we're not doing that, or even proclaiming and not being that staple for their family and the children that they have produced and the woman they produced them with. So that's why I say you're doing a hell of a job, black man.
Thanks, man.
And that's why I want to give you your props, brother.
Thanks, man.
And as you said, it's just we got to be vital to the title.
Yeah.
So with that said, shout out to my man Savalas. Check out TV Savalas. This is another Sane African production. And you know what it is. We out here, players. Stay tuned. Peace.